Hello, I'm Jeremy, and welcome back to Jeremy U's Music Reviews. I listen to music, and you hear my thoughts. We got the worst out of the way, so let's move on to the best songs that 2010 had to offer. And wow, this list is gonna be good. 2010 was a fantastic year for music, filled with iconic songs from great artists. And this list is going to be focusing on some of my favorites. This is the top 10 best songs of 2010.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assist the comedy. Is that a serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
When making a top 10 best songs list, the 10th song is usually one that kind of pales in comparison to the other 9 songs, but is still really good. So what better song to put at number 10 than a song whose only lyric is Barbra Streisand? No, really.
Barbra Streisand.
Barbra Streisand by Duck Sauce is incredibly stupid, but in all the right ways. Like I said, literally the only lyric of this song is Barbra Streisand. And while its lack of content puts it at the bottom of my best list, it's also what makes Barbra Streisand such a fun, enjoyable song. Unlike My First Kiss, which is stupid in a mean-spirited, obnoxious, douchey way, Barbra Streisand is wholesomely stupid and revels in that stupidity. Also, the production slaps. It's incredibly catchy, fun, and infectious, making the song even more fun to listen to. And on top of that, Barbra Streisand samples the song Gotta Go Home by Boney M. And unlike What You Say, it actually does a good job of utilizing that sample. In fact, I didn't even know it was a sample until I looked it up on Wikipedia. If you want something fun, stupid, and ridiculous, I could not recommend Barbra Streisand enough. And if you want something even sillier, check out the Laminator Kids Place Live remix, which there's a link to in the description.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assist the comedy. Is that a serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
I have no experience with Neon Trees. I just never thought to check them out before I heard my number 9 song. But now that I have, I'm definitely going to check them out. And I'm pretty sure you know exactly what that song is. Animal is freaking awesome. No, I'm talking about the Neon Trees song, but that Animal is awesome too. The production is incredibly fun and energetic. Tyler Glenn sounds amazing. The lyrics are good, the music video is cool, and the entire song is just an incredible bop. Animal feels like what would happen if you combined an 80s pop song with a song from Tickets to My Downfall. It has an anarchic and obnoxious style as well as smooth poppy orchestration. That keyboard during No I Won't Sleep Tonight is absolutely heavenly. Animal is just an incredibly unique song that I really can't compare to anything else I've heard. It's part 80s pop song, part punk rock, part Panic at the Disco song. I may not have that much to say about it, but Animal is still an absolutely fantastic song, and if all of Neon Trees' songs are like this, consider me a fan.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assist the comedy. Is that a serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
When Bruno Mars first started out, he had no idea what he was going for. Not everything he made was awful, but it had no clear sense of identity, and most of his best songs from the doo-wop and hooligans era were collabs. In fact, Bruno Mars appears twice on this list, neither of which is the main artist. And here's the first time.
I wanna be a billionaire so fucking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine.
Billionaire is an adorably cheesy song. I can see why people like Todd in the Shadows would hate it, but Billionaire by Travie McCoy and Bruno Mars is just so fun and adorable. The production is really fun and boppy. Bruno's hook is really fun, casual, and enjoyably silly. This part is awesome.
But when I'm a billionaire.
And Travie is fantastic. I first talked about Mr. McCoy when his band, Gym Class Heroes, collabed with Adam Levine on Stereo Love, which is a really great song. And in Billionaire, he's really good. His flow and lyrics are corny, but they're a fun, enjoyably silly kind of corny you'd see from someone like Macklemore or Kyle. As for the lyrics, I like them. These lyrics basically display what Bruno and Travie would do if they were billionaires. And what I like is that none of them are self-centered. They're either little things that everyone wants, like seeing your name in shining lights, or incredibly charitable and kind acts like adopting kids who never had a proper childhood. A song about wanting to be a billionaire in the wrong hands could have been a pretentious, self-centered, ugly mess. But these lyrics help make Billionaire palatable and sweet, and the awesome production and vocals help even more. While I could understand certain people not getting into Billionaire, I absolutely love it. It's fun, it's adorable, it's silly, it's corny, and it's so casual. I really recommend checking it out, and I look forward to hearing more from Mr. McCoy. It's no wonder this was the lead single off of Lazarus.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assess the comedy. Is that a serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
Certain songs become famous because of how different they sound from other songs. There are two kinds of these songs. The first is the bad kind, the kind that sounds different but in a grating, ugly way, like Gummo by 6ix9ine, All Time Low by Jon Bellion, and Young and Menace by Fall Out Boy. And the other kind is the good kind, the kind that sounds different but in a really cool and interesting way, like 3005 by Childish Gambino, King's Dead by Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, Future, and James Blake, and this masterpiece. People either love or hate Pumped Up Kicks. And while I don't think it's FTP's best, Pumped Up Kicks is still absolutely awesome. The main reason I like Pumped Up Kicks is because of how it sounds. Everything about this song is so unbelievably unique, from the production to the vocals to the lyrics. Everything about this song is just so different and cool in the best way possible. Let's start with the production. It's really bouncy, but unlike Hey Ya, where the production is all bouncy and happy, there's a bit of an ominous vibe to the production of Pumped Up Kicks that lets the listener know that not all is as innocent as it seems. This not only sounds great, but separates Pumped Up Kicks from other songs of the same vein. And don't even get me started on those buzzy synths in the beginning. They are pure heaven, especially right here. I could listen to a 10-hour loop of those synths. I love them that much. The vocals are also really cool. They sound very robotic and futuristic, making Pumped Up Kicks feel very unique and making the chorus feel very distinctive because it's, a little less robotic. And then there's the lyrics. Let's address the elephant in the room. Pumped Up Kicks is about a school shooting. I'm not going to go really in depth with any of the school shooting stuff because I do not want to get into a whole political can of worms because this channel is just about music. All I will say about the lyrics to Pumped Up Kicks is that A, they are decently written on their own, and B, they certainly handle the subject of a school shootings better than that god-awful Daily Wire movie. Pumped Up Kicks is just an incredibly enjoyable, morbid vibe that absolutely clicks with me. Between this, Lamb's Wool, and the masterpiece that is sit next to me, I'm quickly becoming a Foster the People fan. Also, for those wondering, no, that Daily Wire movie wasn't just a joke that I made up. That actually exists.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assist the comedy. Is that serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
I really don't like Hot Girl Bummer by Black Bear. I get how certain people see it as a middle finger song, a song you can use to display your apathy towards the stuff you hate. But for me, Hot Girl Bummer is too mean-spirited and awful sounding to work that way. But what if we took that sentiment that certain people associate Hot Girl Bummer with and combined it with great production and vocals? I tell you what we get. We get F You by CeeLo Green.
See you driving round town with the girl I love, and I'm like, fuck you. I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, fuck you and fuck her too. Said
I haven't heard much from CeeLo Green, but if all of his songs are as good as F You, he's alright in my books. Let's start with the production, and I absolutely love it. FU's production is very Broadway musical inspired, similar to Bang by AJR. But while Bang focuses more on the grand and bombastic aspects of Broadway musicals, FU focuses more on the laid-back grandiose of a musical number, similar to something you'd see in Mary Poppins. And that, combined with the vocals from both Green and the backup singers, makes FU an extremely good listening experience. Speaking of which, Green himself. He is fantastic. Going back to the Hot Girl Bummer comparison, the reason that song fails and this doesn't, at least for me, is how both CeeLo and Black Bear's characters are portrayed. Black Bear's character in Hot Girl Bummer is portrayed as a whiny, misogynistic emo jerk. His entire character is summed up in the line, "I hate your friends and they hate me too." He's an ugly on the inside, cynical jerk that doesn't hate because it's therapeutic, he hates because he's apathetic about everything. CeeLo's character, on the other hand, is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck guy who's been betrayed by so many women in his life and generally has it hard, as evidenced by the line, "I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough." This makes CeeLo a lot more sympathetic than Matthew, as he's more of a down-on-his-luck everyman. The people who've been rejected can easily relate to the song, and even people like me who haven't can relate to Green, as life is an incredibly hectic and complicated maze, and there will be people that'll let you down and be giant dicks, making CeeLo's FU feel more cathartic as opposed to Black Bear's bitter and hateful FU. Finally, the music video. I really like this music video. The diner setting is really cool, and I like how it's used to show the passage of time. And the actors playing CeeLo at different ages do a good job, as they really do look like what CeeLo would have looked like at those ages. Bottom line, I love FU by CeeLo Green. It's incredibly catchy and fun, enjoyably cathartic, and really well written. If you like Hot Girl Bummer, check out this song because it's basically the good version of HGB. Good job, Mr. Green.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assist the comedy. Is that serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
This was a late entry to the list, as I forgot that this song was made in 2010. But when I remembered, I was like, heck yes, this song is getting on my best list. Good Life by One Republic is one of the most beautiful songs ever made. Let's start with the production, and oh my god, it is so good. It's so soothing and calming. Every time I listen to it, it feels like I'm swimming in an ocean being drifted by the waves. But good production is one thing. How about the vocals? Well, Ryan Tedder sounds absolutely beautiful. His voice is so silky and soft, making me feel like I'm wrapped up in a comfy blanket every time he sings. The lyrics are also really good. They do a good job of cheering you up, and like Sunday Best, they have their own unique charm. And don't even get me started on the instrumentation. This instrumentation is so amazing that it gives every song on Neo Theater a run for their money. From the infectious production, to the relaxing guitars, to the soothing whistling, every inch of Good Life is an absolutely heavenly vibe. Now, you might think by how much I'm praising this song that I'm a devout OneRepublic fan. Well, not really. I mean, I like some of their songs, like Secrets and Counting Stars. In fact, Ryan Tedder worked on one of my honorable mentions. But I don't have the same undying devotion for them that I do acts like Baby No Money, Glass Animals, or Ray J.R. I just see them as a good band and nothing more. But Good Life is absolutely heavenly. It's pure pop perfection with amazingly relaxing and soothing production, heavenly vocals, fantastic lyrics, and is soft, sweet, fun, and always brightens my day whenever I hear it. In any other year, Good Life would be number one on my best list. But as good as GL is, it doesn't compare to these next 4 songs.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. I says the comedy is that it's serious. This is a strange enough new play on words.
Eminem is one of the best rappers ever. While he does have some bad songs like Fack, My First Single, and Marsh, he also has a ton of fantastic songs like Lose Yourself, Berserk, Godzilla, My Name Is, and so much more. In fact, I plan on reviewing one of his new songs, Alfred's Theme, in a future video. But for now, I'm talking about my 4th best song of 2010, an Eminem song that inspires so much confidence in me that it gives 100 Bad Days and Can't Hold Us a run for their money.
I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand, we'll walk this road together.
Not Afraid isn't just a rap song, it's confidence in music form. When I first heard NA on Plasma Palace's ranking of the 2010s number 1 hits, link in the description, I thought it was fine, but not great. Then I heard the song in full, and it all clicked together. The production is phenomenal, not only sounding incredibly bombastic and infectious, but capturing the authoritative but kind vibe Marshall is going for. And as for Mr. Mathers, he's the main reason this song is so good. Not Afraid takes advantage of Eminem's confidence and professional flow and uses it to instill confidence in the viewer. And while there are some admittedly kind of bad lines like, until he bows or he shits his bowels out of him, he's married to the game like an FU for Christmas, and he's got the urge to pull his dick from the dirt and F the whole universe, M has such a confident and authoritative vibe that he makes these stupid lines sound like the coolest and most epic things ever. And plus, there are some good lines as well, like, and all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balcony, I shouldn't have to rhyme these words in the rhythm for you to know it's a rap, and I'm way too up to back down. And don't even get me started on that epic as hell intro. Hearing M speak motivationally over the chorus gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. A lot of people tend to put Love the Way You Lie on their best songs of 2010 lists, and while I don't hate that song, it doesn't really click with me the way Not Afraid does. Not Afraid is just an incredibly epic, enjoyably awesome, dynamic piece of rap awesomeness from Mr. Slim Shady. While Slim can make a bad song from time to time, songs like Not Afraid prove that Eminem is one of the most talented rappers in the game. Fantastic job, Mr. Mathers.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. I says the comedy is that it's serious. This is a strange enough new play on words.
Remember when I said Bruno Mars would appear on this list twice? Well, here's the other time.
Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
Nothing on you.
I've never really properly discussed Bob in detail. The closest I got was when So Good was in the honorable mentions of my best songs of 2012 list. So here are my thoughts on Bob. I like him. He's kind of like a more serious version of Kyle, having the same carefree charm, but without the silly goofiness. His flow is good, and he's very likable. It's too bad he went cuckoo crazy pants because Bob was very talented. And Nothing on You is a great example of that talent. Bob's flow has Eminem level professionalism, but also a laid back tone, which makes his incredibly sweet lyrics feel even sweeter. And as for Mr. Mars, he's just as good, if not better, than Bob in this song. As I've mentioned, Bruno Mars's biggest strength is his charisma. And while he's not as charismatic as he is in Treasure, 24K Magic, That's What I Like, or Uptown Funk, Mars is still really charismatic and sweet. His voice is really soft and charming, and his hook is absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's saying that there's so many beautiful women in the world, but they don't mean anything because they don't compare to the woman Mars and Bob are talking about. You can't get any sweeter than that. Hey girl, there are so many amazing women in the world, but they don't mean jack when compared to you. Finally, I also really like this music video. I absolutely love the collage aesthetic, and the music video utilizes it in a creative and interesting way. Nothing on You is just a really adorable, sweet song made by two talented artists that's incredibly empowering to women. Check it out, as well as the Weird Al parody, Another Tattoo, which is hilarious, but you can expect that from Weird Al.
The remedy is the experience. This is a dangerous liaison. Assess the comedy. Is that serious? This is a strange enough new play on words.
But as good as Nothing on You is, it's not my favorite song from Bob. No, that would be this.
I got the magic in me.
I got the magic, baby.
Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Yes, it turns to gold.
Everybody.
Magic is just absolutely incredible. Let's start with the production, and oh dear God, this is amazing. It's so fun, bouncy, and infectiously awesome. It is impossible to not dance when you hear this. As for the singers, both are amazing in their own unique way. Rivers' hook is absolutely fantastic, incredibly infectious, fun, and charming. I always smile whenever I hear it. And as for Robert, he's great. Bob's flow is absolutely fantastic, spitting out all these fantastic and fun lyrics with great speed and precision, and his voice is bouncy and fun. Speaking of which, the lyrics. Just about every lyric in Magic is an incredibly fun and creative magic-related pun. And while some people might not vibe with it, I certainly do, as I love puns. Heck, one of my favorite movies is Good Burger, and most of the humor in that movie was bad puns. Magic is an absolute masterpiece. It's incredibly fun, unbelievably infectious, brilliantly sung, and just an all-around good time that gives my number one song a run for its money. To say I recommend Magic is an understatement. Please check it out, you will not regret it. My name is Jeremy, and I approve this message. And before we get to number one, here are the honorable mentions.
In that airplane from the night sky, like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
While I don't love Airplanes as much as Magic or Nothing on You, it's still a really good song. The production is lovely, Haley sounds beautiful, Bob is great, and I like the lyrical comparison between Airplanes and Shooting Stars.
I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm flying cloud nine, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, solo.
Told you this would be in the honorable mentions. Yeah, I love riding solo. The production slaps, Derulo is incredibly fun and charismatic, and I love how this song promotes the message that being single is okay. Also, it gave us this. Oh my god!
This time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. This time, baby, I'll be bulletproof.
A fun and catchy 80s throwback with really good vocals. Great job, LaRue.
You make me wanna say, oh, 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 oh my gosh.
Sure, the lyrics are stupid, but the production is insanely catchy and fun. Usher is unbelievably charismatic, and while will.i.am doesn't really add that much, he's still alright.
Last Friday night, yeah, we danced on tabletops, and we took too many shots. Think we kissed, but I forgot. Last Friday night.
An incredibly fun party song with great vocals, dated but alright lyrics, a phenomenal sax riff, and a brilliant music video that pays homage to teen movies of old, especially 16 Candles, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Who cares if you disagree? You are not me. Who made you king of anything? So you dare tell me who to be?
While I disagree with Ultranatic Productions about King of Anything, I do see where he's coming from, as Sarah does come off as a little condescending. But in my opinion, that's what makes the song work. Sarah's character is one we're meant more to relate to than sympathize with. While Sarah is incredibly condescending, the way she just verbally assaults this guy without any hint of mercy is incredibly therapeutic and relatable, as we all have that one person in our lives we would love to do that to. Also, the production slaps, Sarah's voice is beautiful, and the title reminds me of Ruler of Everything by Tally Hall. And anything that reminds me of that masterpiece always gets a thumbs up from me.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Consider I've Got a Feeling the honorary number 11. An enjoyably fun and awesome party song with great production, fantastic vocals, and a sense of fun and anarchy that separates itself from other songs in a similar vein. Also, yes, I know this song technically came out in 2009, but it's my list and I can do what I want.
'Cause there's so many fine women that my head is spinning and I've lost all feeling. Everybody's singing like na 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 na.
This should have been the song off of Streets of Gold that got big instead of My First Kiss. The production is really good. Both Sean and Nathan sound really good. The music video is really fun and creative, and while 303 have had better lyrics, it's definitely an improvement from My First Kiss. And speaking of people who made my worst song of 2010...
Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick-tock on the clock.
TikTok may not be good enough to enter the official list, but it's still an incredibly fun song, as iconic as it is a banger. The production is catchy, Kesha sounds fantastic, unlike My Chick Bad, the deepening of her voice actually works, and the entire song just has a fantastic, fun vibe. Great job, Kesha. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Oh, and Dr. Luke, just because your production was good on this song doesn't mean you're not a horrible human being, so still screw you.
I'll meet you halfway. Right at the borderline is where I'm going away. For you, I'll be looking out night and day.
Meet Me Halfway is one of BEP's best songs. The production is relaxing, Fergie sounds beautiful, the music video is creative, and the other three members of the Black Eyed Peas managed to sound really relaxing and vibing. Also, the robotic vocals that play during Taboo's verse sounds really cool.
With you right here, I'm all I got till this fly.
Rocketeer is really good. The production is fun, the lyrics are corny but alright, and Ryan Tedder and Far East Movement brilliantly contrast off each other. The only problem is that the Like a G6 reference was extremely forced.
Baby, we can stay fly like a G6.
Dude, I've seen product placements that felt more natural than that. Still a great song though. And now number 1. You're probably wondering why I haven't brought up Like a G6 yet, considering how I love that song and it's from 2010. Well, that's because I was saving it.
Like a G6, like a G6. Now I'm feeling so fly. Like a G6, like a G6, like a G6. Now I'm feeling so fly. Like a G6.
I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me listing Like a G6 as the best song of 2010. And while I understand why and respect the opinions of those people, I also completely disagree with them. Let's start with the production, and here's the thing. Objectively, emphasis on objectively, the production for Like a G6 is really bad. It's broken, messy, obnoxious, and cluttered. But in my opinion, it absolutely slaps. Why? Well, let's compare this to Take It Off. Like I said in the worst list, the production for Take It Off is objectively better than Like a G6. But what makes that production insufferable, for me anyways, is how ugly and moody it is, making Take It Off fail as a fun party song in addition to everything else wrong about it. But the production for Like a G6, as broken as it is also very fun and infectious. Everything from the thudding beeps to the clapping makes this song an incredibly fun listening experience. But as much as I like the production, courtesy of hip-hop duo The Cataracts, the main reason I love this song so much is Dev and Far East Movement. Now, I haven't had that much experience with either of these artists. The only other Far East Movement song I've heard was Rocketeer, which is really good, and the only other Dev song I've heard is Backseat, and the only other Dev song I've heard was Backseat, which is really bad. But both of these artists absolutely make this song. Not only do both Dev and Fem sound fantastic, but they absolutely hit the right vibe for this song. Again, going back to Take It Off, Kesha came off as an insane person who would murder anyone who didn't want to party. But Dev and Far East Movement come off as incredibly cool guys who would invite just anyone to their party, and if someone didn't want to party, they'd just leave them to do whatever they want while they kept on partying. And this makes Like a G6 an easy song to get into, as the inviting vibe from the lead artists helps make the song more approachable. But as good as all of that is, that's not the reason Like a G6 is number 1. The reason I'm listing Like a G6 as the best song of 2010 is because of its immersion. As good as songs like I've Got a Feeling, Last Friday Night TGIF, TikTok, and even the masterpiece that is Party Rock Anthem are, none of them have the immersion that Like a G6 has. While those songs just make me dance and have fun, Like a G6 makes me feel like I'm at an actual party. Every time I listen to Like a G6, it feels like I just went to a vacuous and fun party with friends. The catchy production and fun vocals put me in a place of pure fun and energy that managed to make me feel joy in a way no other party song can capture. I recognize that Like a G6 is insanely flawed, but it's a song that just fills me with so much happiness that there is no other spot I could put Like a G6 at aside from number 1. If you hate Like a G6, I completely understand. But I love this absolutely catchy bop, and I'm completely fine with feeling fly like a G6. Great job, you guys. And with that, I have covered every year of the 2010s. Well, what are your thoughts on these songs, and what's your best songs of 2010 list? Comment below, and tune in next time when I'll be talking about a song you probably want to know my feelings on. But until then, this is Jeremy, over and out.